continuation to the earlier Redshift cluster where I had one node. So I've started looking at what is the possibility of importing a database and then creating the tables, integrating a workbench to create tables and then to copy the data, and also the next level of integration could be at the PowerBI where like kind of tables or similarity of tables can be joined and then the data can be transformed through PowerBI. So that establishment has been done with a default database where Amazon Redshift gives a default PostgreSQL database that is called dev. So this is my Redshift cluster with one node. So I got the list of tables from a online source. So what I've done is I've gone back to S3 and I had a bucket for Redshift. Then based on the data which I have got it from an online source, so I've extracted data and loaded that to a S3 bucket. And on the S3 bucket there is a folder also. So that folder contains all the data. This is the sample S3 bucket which I was able to create. The earlier employee data which I had created myself in terms of creating a database table, and then had certain kind of data inserted into the table. So this is one of the load folder where I have list of files for the tables. This is the represents the individual table records. So what I have done is I've used SQL workbench, created the list of tables, and then copied all this data from S3 bucket to the tables. So that is done through SQL workbench. So these are the list of copy commands. So customer table is one, then DW date is table is one. So I have given my S3 location, and then I have given the account ID and then the S3 bucket name. So this is all. So this was the list of tables which I have created. So that was done. And what I have done is I have used the connection string with JDBC, which is given by Redshift. So I've used that. So this is the JDBC URL, and this is the driver which I've downloaded from the source which Amazon gives us, and we should test this database. The database connection comes through. So for this, what I've done is I've extended the S3 roles. I've added couple of policies where I have given full access to the S3, full access to Amazon Redshift. So these are all part of the roles for my Redshift. And once the table is created, you can see here, so tables are created. So all the public tables have been created. I can create even views so that I can have the input-output operations on the actual tables, and then the read only on the views. So that is the RDS, that is the relational data source concept, where instead of creating a lot of memory heap size on the actual table, production tables, you can create views where views can have similar table, and then the data can be written. Means endpoint for read can be targeted to the view instead of the actual production table. So that is the concept of views. And extending to the integration. So PowerBI is one of the tool where I have integrated the tables through an ODBC connection. There will be two options. One is JDBC and ODBC. For Redshift, Amazon Redshift, so you need to use a ODBC URL which is part of the Amazon Redshift cluster. So I've got all the tables here. Here if you select one of the table, it gives you an option to select related tables. So if you have something related where foreign key and primary key has been established, and its similarity data or relational data can exist in other tables, you can pull them and transform the data. You can load this data into the main window of the Power BI. can transform the data based on whatever logic which you need. So it takes time because the bandwidth of my laptop which I am using could be slow, or PowerBI was not being used for a day or so. So this could create some kind of memory on the laptop. So if I go back to the Amazon Redshift, so let me go back to the IAM rules. IAM plays a very important role in the Amazon Redshift access, or even the access to anything in Amazon. So my cache memory has been full, I think so. So it is waiting for the. So if you go here, roles in the IAM, so this is my role name. This is my role name which I have created for myself. So I have 3 policies here. So I have Amazon S3 full access, Amazon Redshift full access, and S3 read only. So this is what I have done. So you can add permissions through here as it is similar, simple. Still not loaded. You can select the tables and then transform the data, or you can first load it and then go to the transform window. So due to some memory issues, I am not able to load this. So this is the data where you can transform it. You can use any kind of logics. You can split group by, replace values. You can merge the queues, or you can do whatever is possible. If you have to do this in the earlier version of data warehouse, you will get a tool where you can join those tables and do it. This is kind of a star schema benchmark kind of tables where Amazon gives you the flexibility of maintaining large data in terms of gigabytes, terabytes, petabytes. So earlier what used to happen is, as there were on-premises servers, so the data is to lie on on-premises, and then access to begin to the on-premises data through either through VMs or remote desktops. So now because of cloud, so everything can be loaded into cloud. First you create a EC2 instance, and then you choose whatever kind of configuration you want. So and then you create a Redshift cluster. Amazon Redshift is for the data warehouse data to store. So You can create users, you can give access to them, what kind of access you want, and whenever the data gets loaded, so you can transform it and you can move it to any other destination if you want, and you can use it for your reporting. Power BI is it's a tool enabled to create or to transform the data and create dashboards. It's all in one kind of tool. So this is kind of integration. One is that you have created a Amazon Redshift where you can store all your large data on the cloud, and then you can create any number of tables, and then you can load it. So before loading it, ensure that you have your S3 bucket created, and then you copy all the data into a text file or any other format, and then if you have a SQL or MySQL workbench, you can create your tables or any other workbench. You can create your tables, copy the data from S3 as I showed, and then you can use your Power BI to transform your data and then generate reports or dashboards. So all in one. So everything is available on the cloud. All your data resides. There is no loss of data. So this is one of the concept of Amazon, and then the data warehouse. Data warehouse maintains large set of data. So on-premises cost will be reduced. So you can buy whatever configuration you want based on your need on the cloud, and you pay as you use it.